Hi everyone, I'm Sharie Minions, Mayor for the City of Port Alberni and spokesperson for the Alberni Valley Emergency Operations Centre. As you know, we have been seeing pretty significant increases in the COVID-19 numbers across the province. And while the numbers here on Vancouver Island are comparatively low still, we have started seeing some pretty significant increases on Vancouver Island and in the Central Island specifically. And then, of course, today we did hear as well about a couple of new local exposures and some new cases in town. So I wanted to take the opportunity to just touch base today and do a quick check-in and update of some of the recommendations and orders that are currently in place. So on Monday, Dr. Bonnie Henry once again asked us to please avoid travel in, around, or outside of BC unless absolutely essential. Travel for work and travel for medical appointments are still okay. We want to really echo that message locally and encourage our Alberni Valley residents again to explore locally and to save those trips to the mainland or to other parts of the province for a time in the future when they are again safe to do so. In addition to the travel advisory, earlier this month, Dr. Henry also imposed some pretty significant regional health orders that impact the Coastal Health Authority and the Fraser Valley Health Authority. These orders are in place for 2 weeks in hopes that they will break the cycle of transmission happening in the Lower Mainland. And while they don't apply to us on Vancouver Island, I think they really do serve as a cautionary reminder of why we all need to be so diligent right now in the fight against COVID-19. I know as well that the COVID exposures that we've had in our local schools, as well as today now announced at a local care facility caring for our senior residents, I know that these exposures have caused a lot of anxiety for people in the community who are concerned about their loved ones or concerned about being able to, still go about their day-to-day lives safely. It's reminded us that we are all vulnerable to COVID-19. And it's for this reason that we need to make sure now more than ever we're following the recommendations of Dr. Bonnie Henry. COVID testing is something that I wanted to touch on today. COVID testing is readily available to anyone experiencing cold, flu, or influenza-like symptoms. And we want to really encourage anyone experiencing these symptoms, even if they are mild, to please reach out and get tested. Some information I've seen out there lately is people having concern about not knowing the process. So I wanted to just clarify today that you do not need to be referred by a doctor to book a COVID test. You can self-refer and you can book quite easily by phoning 1-844-901-8442. Testing is done in Port Alberni at West Coast General Hospital, and it is by appointment. So we do ask that you do book an appointment, and please do not drop into West Coast General Hospital for a test. You do need to make an appointment first. Another thing I wanted to touch on is that testing is now available for youth and children via the Gargle test. So this is a huge improvement, as previously we were using, or the health authorities were using, the nose swab test, even for children. And I know that that was a point of anxiety for sure. I actually had to get my son tested a few weeks ago. Thankfully, the results were negative, and it was a point of concern certainly for him. But for me, how he would feel about it and how it would add to his anxiety about this whole situation. So I think it's a huge relief for a lot of parents that Gargle test is now available. So I hope that this encourages people to not delay and to book a COVID test for your child if they are experiencing any symptoms of COVID-19. And before I close today, I want to just touch on that November marks the 10th month since the provincial government declared a state of emergency for COVID. I know that this time has been difficult in a lot of different ways, and it's highlighted a lot of the difficulties that already existed in our community and put a lot of strain on our existing systems, largely the systems that serve those who are vulnerable in other ways already in our communities. I know that we all deal with the impacts of stress differently, and I know that we have all handled this in different ways, but in this time of physical distancing, personal connections have never been more important. So even though we need to be distancing, we need to be reducing our circles, and we need to eliminate gatherings in order to make sure that we're controlling COVID-19 right now, let's not forget to reach out, to connect with our families, to check in on our neighbors, to do all of those things that make us the community that we are. It's never been more important to be kind to each other and to take care of each other. Thanks for watching today, and I hope to have another update soon.